Hi, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How are you? So, I don't know how you lived yesterday. Sorry about what happened yesterday. Um, but it was just that suddenly I started to just feel the being and started to speak, and I was trying to translate as I could. I don't know if I did it well or not. Um, and and that's it. And so then I just felt that I had to cut. So yes, so I fell asleep. So I was sleeping while I was talking. So it was kind of weird. Yeah. So just as as a way, as something to clarify, that maybe you would ask if they are using me, if these beings are not asking for permission to speak or whatever. I think that being already 6 months working with the IAM, I started to feel and perceive that they are not different beings beside of me, but they are myself. Um, so I don't really judge if they come or not. I just perceive that if they are here is because one part of me is just expressing that. So I'm not thinking that they are using or something like that. Um, I just perceive that all of them are just part of me expanded around. um, and as always, never happens anything to us that we are not capable to handle. Um, um, and also, of course, that you will notice that I am like out of my axis sometimes, because of course I am right now living with other people. We are in the same place, and of course that changed my energy, but not because it's something bad, but because it's something that I want, because I want to share. I want to do something different. So that's why my energy has changed. Um, and well, of course, that my if you see me a little bit tired, is because we hadn't slept much, or my times have changed, because of course I am with people, so my times have um, changed a lot in environment, not alone like I am used to be. And of course these past days, um, we have been not sleeping much, because we had like these situations during the night, like maybe was about to be born, and the baby was about to come, and no, it was false alarm. So we hadn't been sleeping much. Um, so let's begin with our topic for today, which is related to the constellation of Cancer. And Cancer represent the body, physical aspect of the trinity of water. Yesterday, I was watching that, because I was writing fast. I made a mistake. I had to correct that. I made a mistake putting the names one here and one there, and it is so. I put Scorpio in the place of Cancer, but Cancer is the body and Scorpio is the soul. So so let's begin with the etymology. What it means. What it means. Cancer. Cancer comes from the Indo-European word that is kar, that gives karka. Kar is kar in the Indo-European language means something that is hard, okay, like a shell, something that protects another thing that is soft in the center, in the middle. So this this structure that holds, that is hard, is the one protecting something. So the crab is one of the animals that you can see how it has this shell with soft structure inside. So they started to call cancer, cancro, to this animal that has the shell. So what is the relation with cancer, the disease? It's also named like this by the Greek people because the Greek people saw in this disease that all the cells were like surrounding the organ, okay, like creating this shell of dead cells that were covering the soft organ. Okay, so it's like a shell covering the whole organ. So that's why by linguistics they call it exactly the same, kark. So that's the origin of cancer, the name of the disease. But it's not because of the constellation or the animal, it's because of linguistics that they used exactly the same word to describe the animal and to describe this structure that was surrounding a soft organ, like the disease. So once we separated the disease from the aspect of the constellation, let's go straight to why this constellation was named Cancer. So first of all, to clarify this, all the explanations that we do according to the past of the history is related to the Northern Hemisphere. And why is that? Because the Northern Hemisphere has designed the whole way in which we see the skies today, and even the traditions in which we use the astronomy and the astrology. So we usually know much more these names than the other ones. Okay, so for example, maybe, I don't know, just for example, the Cancer constellation maybe in the south was called the llama. Okay, the animal, I don't know the name, guanaco, I don't know the name. So that would be like kind of the of the animals that they were using in the south. Okay, but the northern astrology and astronomy was globalized in the whole world, so that's why we don't know exactly how the people in the south used to name those constellations, but everyone in the world knows Cancer, that constellation, and not the other ones with other animals. So just to clarify this, if someone asks why I'm speaking about the northern constellations, it's because everyone in the world knows these constellations because of globalization. Okay, imagine if I have to explain all the constellations, like for example, how in the southern hemisphere we would say the Cancer constellation, because for them, for the southern, maybe we can call it like the constellation of, I don't know, the llama, okay, the animal. But for example, for other cultures in South America, that same constellation was called the Nyandu, so, for example, so which is a small animal. It's like an ostrich from South America. So so it's impossible to honor every culture by saying every one of the constellations. And for example, the same thing was called by the Australians very different, by the South African in a different way. So it's very different depending on the cultures. The same thing happened in the north part of the world. Of course, many thousands of cultures calling the same stars in a very different way. So it's impossible to describe how it is for both, and because there's not only one. The only way we can speak about something that we can all relate with something is if we take the Greek uh, imagination terminology, that of course was Cancer. Okay, so everyone knows that constellation, so it's easier to say. Yes, it's just about easier way to explain things. It's not because I am denying all the rest, it's because otherwise I would have to explain, like, I don't know, the same thing in 1,000 languages, maybe, just to integrate the way of everyone. So it's impossible. That's why I speak Spanish and English, because are the most spoken languages. So that's it. Okay. Okay. So that's why, if you want to know more about your national or how your cultures in your spot used to see the constellations, just do your job and look into that, of course. Okay. So going to the origin of Cancer as a constellation, we have to go to the history of Middle East, because this constellation was born in between the Mediterranean region and the Mesopotamic region. The Mediterranean is called like this because it's in between lands. That's the meaning of Mediterranean, in between lands, which is Africa on the south and Europe on the north. And in the other side, we have the Mesopotamic. Mesopotamic means in the middle of rivers. Meso is middle and potamos is rivers. So Mesopotamic region is in the Middle East, in between the rivers of Euphrates and Tigris. And in Africa, we have the Nile with its affluents, which are the White Nile and the Blue Nile. Okay. In that region is born the concept of Cancer, to name the constellation. So let's go into the history of why Cancer. The reason why Cancer is because in all these territories of Mediterranean and Mesopotamic regions, after the first sowings and the first products that are growing from the fields, they grow. After they grow, starts the exchange. And this exchange, remember, is related to Gemini, which is the one that is communicating and speaking with the people and creating the markets and sharing many things and information and so on. So constantly that. So what happened in the first after this moment of markets and so starts the moment of selling and sharing these products with others. So in order to share these products with others, they need to move the products everywhere. And sometimes some people produce something and they have to take it to another region where they produce something different and they bring it back to the main spot, like a product chain from different places. So it's very difficult to move all these products very fast when you have just donkeys or just backpacks, and you have to walk a lot of kilometers. So what they did was to use the rivers and to use the sea. That's why because of agriculture and also transportation, the main villages were usually settled aside the rivers and in the shores of the seas. So in the Persian Gulf, in the Red Sea, in the Mediterranean Sea, uh, in the Mediterranean Sea, all these villages, these people were living in these tiny villages or the capitals close to the shores. So that's why they created these little towns like protected in the shore. So this symbol of being protected is like the shell of the crabs. And why is this? Because the symbol of this transportation of the people going from one port to another is the crabs, because they live in the rocks in the ports. So the crab was kind of the symbol of many of the villages in the seas and the rivers. So also the boats represent this shell, bringing all these soft products that they have to take care of, and this is like this shell, okay, protecting the boat, protecting all the soft things. So that's why also is a symbol of the crab. So crab becomes like this symbol of bringing the products to the family, to bringing the goods to every port. So in the ports, everything is protected, like a family, all protected. So this is why in this period of time, the end of June and beginning of July, this commerce between different settlements in the shores were related to the crabs. Yes, so they relate that with this animal of the sea, and that's why in the moment of communications, in the moment of going from one spot to another in the sea, they saw that they had this constellation ruling the sun, and they named Cancer constellation because of this protection of the cities, these sailings to sell food and products to take the goods for the family. So the period of the crab was represented by those people that used to sail to make this exchange, to sell the products, to bring the goods for the family. So the people from the clan, the family, were seeing how this person goes away by the sea to protect the family, to bring stuff for the family, to do everything for them, for the group. Okay, so that's why the essence of this cancer is related to the people that does everything for the group, for the family. So this is why through the hundreds and thousands of years, people related this constellation with the idea of the people that protect the family, that does everything for the family, that works for to protect them, to give everything, and it doesn't matter if it takes a lot of effort. They will do as much as they can for them to be safe and um, and um, and to have everything they need as a nourishment. So what we have here is that cancer represents the family. Cancer represents the survival, uh, the protection of the clan. And this is why, different from Pisces, which is the unconditional love, Cancer moves through the conditional love. So let's try to understand what is unconditional and what is conditional. Condition comes from the word the idea of we all together have said. So a condition means that we all have decided about something, how it's going to be, like the law of this is like this is like that. So we all have decided. That's condition. Condition means all together have said. That's the meaning. So what is unconditional? That nobody has said how. Nobody's said there is a way in which we have to do it. It's free. Anyway. So for Pisces, love is something that is expanded, something that you cannot hold because it's everywhere. It doesn't matter where. It doesn't have an intention like I want to do this. For Pisces is anything. It doesn't matter. Everything is good. Everything can be, all the possibilities. That's why it's unconditional, because it can change all the time. It doesn't matter how. But for Cancer has a condition, because for Cancer is, okay, I have to do this for my kid. I have to do that for my family. I have to do this in order to survive for the clan. The idea for Cancer is to work for the clan, to do everything as the clan has said. So as the family, the clan has established a mandate saying we have to do this, you have to do that, we have to do this. So Cancer says, okay, I have to do this for this group. So remember that what we have said, how we relate this constellation, is that the Cancer people are the ones that are going to sail just to look for things for the good of the family, to bring goods to the group, for the clan. So all the effort will be done just for the group. So it's not bad, this is something good. Sometimes maybe it can seem that I am judging something, but no, this is perfect, because this is something that the Cancer people needs to do to protect. So so the love of Pisces is so free that for the Pisces archetype, love would be like everyone is family, everyone is friends, everyone is a lover, everything is so perfect, and everyone can be someone to love because we are all one. And for Cancer, is different. For Cancer is, if I love you, I will love you until I die. But if I don't love you, I will hate you until I die. So we separate things, and Cancer will try to do as much as possible for that person that is loved to feel the best in the best house, the best home, feeling so loved, for the best mom, for the best dad. Yes. So as for Pisces, love is so free that they can love you a lot and suddenly they are loving another person because they can love everyone at the same way. Cancer says, I love you or I don't love you, and it will be attached to that idea. So the concept is like the crab that is grabbed to to the rock in the sea, and it doesn't matter how hard the wave will hit, the crab will be there, like fixed in that idea, fixed in that concept. Okay, that would be. So that's why Cancer is much more attached. That's the idea of attachment of Cancer. So so the archetype of Cancer is telling us that we are here because of the group of the family, that we have survived through thousands of years because we have been we have trust in the family, in the group, in the clan. So that's the only way in which we have survived. So Cancer has been designed to express this love that makes us be all together so we can survive. So it's important to understand this Cancer because we all are related with Cancer as humans. As humans, it's almost impossible to escape from the condition of Cancer, of this archetype. And why is that? Because we, since the moment we are born, we have to give thanks to our mother because it was protecting us in a shell during 9 months. So it's because of this protection that we survive, that we live, and it is conditioned. It's not free, it's something that is conditioned. So every human loves conditionally. There is no way by nature that a human can love unconditionally because we have been designed biologically to live under conditions. This is why it's important to understand the archetype of Cancer, because we are designed by Cancer, which is the womb of a mother, which is to be designed as a person that is conditioned. This means that unless we are born in a machine, from the very moment we are designed as conditioned. This is why all humanity loves by conditions, through conditions. So this is why humans, we are attached to things and to people, because basically we are attached to life, always from the point of view of biology. So usually when we become much more spiritual and try to transcend the body and the family and the biology, we start to find the much more spiritual love, which is unconditional. And it's the moment when we find Pisces and we make this mistake believing that that love is the divine love. But no, it's the archetype of Pisces that you have transcend into the third aspect of that Trinity. But in order to get there, you have to go through the soul, which is Scorpio. So I want to make the point on this because it's very important. The archetype of Cancer is the one that defines our whole humanity, because we rely our existence through biology to the family, to the ones that are very close to us. And even if it is in a bad way or a good way, we are attached to their image by biology. So once we have lived this Cancer perspective and we start to transcend, this is at the moment when we make this mistake, that looking for the universal love, we find the third option, which is the Pisces way or archetype of the universe. So this is why we make this mistake, believing that the universe is like Pisces, like this love of Pisces, which is not. It's just one archetype of this Trinity, okay, of Pisces Trinity. So this is why we have to understand that the spiritual love is not like Pisces. Pisces is just one archetype more of these 12. So in order to make a very good job with the love of Pisces, then we must do a very good job healing Cancer. So just to closure this idea, one of the negative aspects of Cancer is that it's a sea of emotions. And why so many emotions? Because emotion means movement. It's the movement of life, the movement to go and to take all the things for the family, this movement, but it's related to the animals. The emotion is related to the animals, basically because emotion and animal means the same. Emotion means ex motio, that is from the inside. We have from the inside, we move something to the outside. So we move something. So that's emotion, okay? And how do you do it? Animated, by animation. And animation means movement. So we are moving the emotions from the animal perspective. So that's why one of the negative aspects of Cancer is that they move constantly through the emotions, which is the animal level. So they lose the connection. They lose the connection of the reality because they lose this balance through the needs of the emotion. And I was explaining this related to the I was explaining this related to the concept of motion. Oh, I forgot what I said in Spanish. Can someone tell me what I was saying in Spanish? After the tears, the last part that I said after the tears. So the yeah, I know it. I remember that this motion is about the constant movement that Cancer must do in order to adapt, because the world is changing constantly. Everything is moving, everything is transforming constantly. So Cancer must adapt to change all the time, because remember that Cancer loves through conditions. So this is like the crab grabbing the rock, but when a huge emotional wave comes and hit the crab falling down, it has to adapt again and to grab again the rock. So it's a constant changing by the tides of the motion, moving once and again, once and again. And this is something that makes cancer suffer a lot constantly in every change, because it's detachment all once and again, and has to attach again to something new. So that's the constant movement. And this is one of the things what that makes the cancer people cry a lot. So if you see the cancer people, they are suffering all the time by emotions, and it's crying and crying. So something that for people like Leo and Capricorn doesn't really get and understand much. But these negative things that we think that is negative to cry a lot is not, because to cry means that you are doing the process of changing within. And for example, the water that you have to cry, that you produce when you cry, has the information to heal the conflict that you are feeling. That's why the body is designed for the drops, the tears, to come straight to the mouth, as you for sure have experienced. So this is because the tears has the information to transcend the conflict that you have. And it's not like, for example, oh, I will put some onion in my eyes so I can cry and have information. No, it's not like that. It has to be from the emotion that you are having, that you are feeling, that is produced, so it can go outside and you can drink the solution of that. So crying is the first medicine of the body. Hmm? So we are entering the age of Aquarius. So this doesn't mean that we are going to leave behind cancer, but that this cancer that we have inside must have to adapt to many changes. So the main key that we have to learn from this new time through the vision of cancer is to detach from the things much more. So let's go to the alignment. The vibration for today is beer. The code for today is up. The concept that we call up position, over, on top, is a direction of special perspective of the outside. Being up, the conception the conception of standing over a space. Being up, the conception of standing over a space. Universally is considered the upside of the external surface of a sphere in any direction on expansion, from which, placing over itself a linear axis, sky-earth, is perceived. This way, the stellar or overcoming will always be seen on top. Remember that, according to what happened yesterday, if I just disappear and I don't do the alignment, you have to do it by yourself. Remember, you have to do it in your own way. So remember that the last month of our path is Cancer. So the last day, for sure, we will say detachment, and that's it. That's the end. Each day I have a weirdest cup and glass. We begin. Sit comfortable, close your eyes, and concentrate in your own breathing. Bring your attention to the blood within your body. As you become aware of your entire body, perceive how the blood is moving through. As you breathe, you feel how the oxygen goes to the lungs and starts to be distributed through the heart and veins, reaching every organ, every cell through this blood. Inside of each cell, I can find data of all my family, everything that I have been, that I am, and that I will be. And the blood is nourishing each one of these cells. This is why we say that family is in the blood. I recognize that everything that I am, physically, emotionally, and mentally, and my ideas, thoughts, and beliefs, all of it are conditions of my clan, my family, throughout the history. Each cell of my entire body is a condition. But I realize that this shell that was created to protect me, with all these patterns that limited me, were all built through love. Each cell is united to the other one, the next one, by love. Each cell protein that moves within my blood are moved by love, creating, being the reason of my existence. I recognize that I am made by the love of my cells, of my body, by the love of my parents that united by the love of their own bodies. I am made with the love of the families that got together for me to be here, the love of the clans that moved ahead for us to be here. I am made of the love of those who migrated, of the love of those who build the cities and that inhabit the nature, by the love of those who created the cultures, the religions, civilizations. I am built by the love of the entire humanity, expanding, all of them coming from the same history, from the first humans. I am made with the love of the first mother and its first cell mother, the mother of the entire humanity. Within me, I can feel the love of that mother cell expanded in the animal kingdom through all the species, connected to the branches of the fungus of the vegetal kingdom and within the mineral kingdom. And I can feel the love of every realm of this world. I am made with the love of Mother Earth. I am the cell of Mother Earth. And I contemplate myself as the Earth, a cell within the galaxy. And as I become the Earth, I see in front of me the constellation of Cancer, reminding me that I am the link of all those beings that made me be, that makes myself be. The evolution is the movement that makes me exist. I can perceive the emotion of the entire world until my own mother. I recognize that I am made by love and the conditions of this love. That every attachment, every crying, every suffering is born by this love. And as every being that lives within me through history, this crying is nourishing the being that I am to transform myself. I am the nourishment of the being. I am the nourishment of the being. I am the nourishment of the being. I am love. I know that I am love. And this is why I set my intention to transcend my conditions, to be able to transform in a new time. It's like this that I realize that everything that I am attached to are just tools for my own evolution. I take with my hands the information of cancer in front of me, and I bring it as nourishment of tears for my body. Take a deep breath, and each one at its own time, come back here and now. Thank you everybody for being there as always, and see you tomorrow at the same time.